everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kharma's Card Reviews! I'm your host, Kharma, and today, as promised in the last episode, we are going to be going over the Theory11 Beetlejuice card deck. As you can see, it's still in its plastic wrapping, just waiting to be unwrapped and reviewed for you guys today. Before we begin, I just want to say a special thank you to my dad, again, for also supplying this deck. It was another part of my Christmas present. Also, in preparation for this video, I made sure to watch the Beetlejuice movie with my boyfriend, and it was hilarious. I absolutely loved it. It was my first time ever seeing it, and I figured I had to watch it in order to review the card deck. So, I am prepared, I do know my stuff, and let's get into it. I'm going to quickly undo the plastic wrapping, and then I'm going to switch my camera to the overhead shot so you can see more detail. And here we go. We have it all out of its plastic wrapping and ready to be looked at. So first things first, I'm noticing the front cover, as always, and it is textured. I don't know if you can see it very well from these side angles, but it is textured. So certain elements are popping out of the page, like the sandworm, the title, each of the letters in the title has texture to it, and of course Beetlejuice himself. And also these little characters of the dead victims. And there's more texture here. You can even feel the ridges to the spider webs, and you can feel the letters on the words playing cards. So it is very textured, and it's textured on the sides as well, which I will get to in a second. First things I'm noticing is the beautiful color scheme that they're going with for this. They have opted for a purple and green color scheme, and I'm also noticing that this card deck is specifically Beetlejuice, so I might have watched the wrong movie. I probably should have watched the newer one as well as the original, but since I'm seeing that Michael Keaton is in his regular Beetlejuice garb, and the shrunken head people are also in the original film, and the sandworms as well, I think that I'll be okay. Something that I really like about this cover is just the amount of detail. You can see just how much detail there is in, like, the title placard, for example. And you can see how much, like, intricate detail there is even in the background, as you can see with, like, the houses in the background. And you can see it even has his gravestone, "Here lies Beetlejuice." I also really like the stripes going up and down the sides of the box. Let's flip it over to the first side. We have the Beetlejuice name placard in alternating black and white colors, with the Theory11 logo and a little beetle right there. On the other side is similar. And on the back, we have more Beetlejuice, and this kind of gives a hint as to what the back of the cards are going to look like. And the back of the box is textured as well. Beetlejuice's head pops out, and so do the sandworms, and so do the people in the middle. You can see some creepy ghouls and skeletons on the back of the box, as well as the original house in the corners right there. And the sandworms love to frame it. Something that I really am noticing and really am liking about the sandworms is that they kind of serve a double purpose. They serve as the sandworm, of course, but they also kind of look like the sleeves to Beetlejuice's suit, which is really nice. And it's symmetric as always. And this one has a stamp, which is a sandworm. How neat is that? So let's open her up. So, a fun fact about me is oftentimes when a deck of cards has a seal, I opt to slit it with scissors. That way I keep it intact. Some people just peel off the entire stamp, which I can also understand doing, but sometimes I like to keep the stamp on just because it's so artistic. So I actually took scissors and I slit it, and now I'm ready to get into the review. So let's pop this baby open. Ooh, and you can see already the opening flap says, "The juice is loose." That's really funny. And I'm seeing there's some textured beetles on these side flaps right there. And the inside of the box is black and white uneven stripes to kind of mimic Beetlejuice's suit, which is really nice. Now let's get the cards out. And let's get things started with these jokers that we have right here. So, per Theory11 usual, we have similar jokers, which are not distinguished between which one would be the red one and which one would be the black one. These both seem to be black, And they both seem to have some sort of hairy beast right there, you can see, with wings and some claws and talons, all on top of a black and white background. And the other Joker is similar. Going in for the Ace of Spades, oftentimes the most detailed card in the deck, as we know. Here we go. We have the Beetlejuice name at the bottom, and we have the central ace, along with multiple images of Beetlejuice, and it has his name and sandworm and the house, and even a hand sticking up out of the grave, which is kind of meant to be him sticking out of like the model in the original movie, because his grave is kind of like in a model of the entire town. So that has a crazy amount of detail. Even some like gargoyle ghoul thingies and like some sort of portal looking thing, which I'm assuming shows up in the second movie. So I'm going to try and show this off the best I can because there is so much detail there, and that's really impressive. And I'm noticing that we're going for the same couple colors. So I think that the main ink colors in this deck are going to be purple, green, black, white, and gray. And let me just give a sneak peek of what the back of the cards look like. That looks amazing with those colors. I really like how the green pops. It just has a very nice contrast with the dark purples. Something kind of funny about Beetlejuice that I noticed is like he basically has the same colors as the Joker from Batman, and I just think that's really funny. Like the white skin, the like dark eyes, the green hair, and wearing a suit. Albeit the Joker suit is purple, but still. Now let's move on to the Two of Spades. Ooh, that's really nice. The Two of Spades has some crumbles. It is half black, half purple. So I'm kind of wondering if the red suits, like the diamonds and the hearts, are going to be purple, similar to what we saw in the Bicycle Nightmare Before Christmas card deck. So that's the two. The Three of Spades has a similar design, but with a little creepy spider up in there. You can see it right there. Four of Spades. We have some more spiders, or I suppose maybe they're supposed to be beetles, and I'm just stupid. But there's more beetles. And five has even more beetles, so I'm noticing that the amount of beetles goes up with the value of the card, which is kind of neat. Six of Spades, the beetles are all gone. The rest of the spades are similar, so now that brings us to our Jack of Spades. And here we have Bob, who is one of the shrunken head victims. Something I've noticed is that in the original movie, we don't really get a whole lot of lore or story behind the shrunken head people in the afterlife. We see like one shrunken head person, and then in the after credits scene, we see Beetlejuice get his head shrunken because he tries to play a trick on one of the other afterlife people. So I'm kind of curious if these show up more in the second movie. But either way, I'm glad they had a name tag on there because I wouldn't have known that his name was Bob. And he has that number slip, the waiting room slip, that has a crazy long number indicating when his turn to go talk to his attorney is. Just again, the insane amount of detail on these cards. I love like the intricate details. The artist is very talented, as you can see. Our Queen of Hearts, we have Jenna Ortega, who I'm assuming makes a big cameo in Beetlejuice movie, although she's not in the original. So that proves that this is a Beetlejuice card deck. And we have her holding the book, the manual for the recently deceased, which does make an appearance in the first movie. And we have some spiderweb detailing on her, and again, the colors are just insane. Our King of Spades, you might guess, we have the one, the only Beetlejuice. We have him on top of his gravestone that says R.I.P., rest in peace. And again, his color scheme is just, it translated so well to these cards. And I think that Beetlejuice is an easy person to paint in 2D because his skin is just a flat white. And his hair is like a bright green. Oh, our Ace of Diamonds has a really, really nice design. We have Beetlejuice's arm holding up to a diamond door portal, which is really cool. Now, there is a door portal in the original Beetlejuice movie in which the main characters travel through it to get to the afterlife waiting room. Now, I wonder if that's the exact same thing in the second Beetlejuice movie as well. But either way, I'm really impressed to see a design on the diamond because you don't always get that. Like, with bicycle cards, not to call them out as I did in the last video too, but with bicycle cards, sometimes they just have the ace of spade with an intricate design, and then the rest of them are just basic ace designs. So that's really nice that Theory11 decided to do an intricate design for the ace of diamonds, although maybe not as intricate as the ace of spades. Now, our two of diamonds is a very, very, very dark color. I think it's a very dark red, but it's kind of hard to see. It could be a dark purple. If anything, I would describe it as a dark maroon. But that's our two of diamonds right there. Our three of diamonds, we have same color scheme, same half and half for the symbols, and this one adds a couple beetles. Here's our four of diamonds. And I know what you all want to see, so let's just skip right on ahead to the jack of diamonds. And we have another main character from Beetlejuice. I probably should have watched this movie. Looking back, I was so excited that I prepared for this deck of cards only to find out I watched the wrong movie. So you know what? I'm going to celebrate this video by watching Beetlejuice after this if I can find it. But you can see that they introduce a new color on his character design because now they have reds. And that looks really sleek and really nice. And it's a nice change of pace from the typical green, black, and white. Here, I can tell who she is even in 2D. This is our Winona Ryder, I believe. I might be looking stupid if it's the wrong person. But she's holding a snake, and she has some diamonds on her design, and she also has that nice red in her color scheme. That looks really cool. Here we have Shrunken Head Beetlejuice. Now, as I kind of mentioned, this guy makes an appearance in the end credits scene in the first movie when he tries to trick one of the other people and it doesn't work out for him because he gets his head shrunken by getting some like pixie dust sprinkled on his head. So that's really cool that they have both Beetlejuice and Shrunken Head Beetlejuice. That kind of makes me laugh. Oh, our King of Clubs, we have a third Beetlejuice, and can you guess what it is? We have eyes bulging out of his skull, Beetlejuice. Yay! And something that I really like about this card is I like the symmetry, especially, because I always love when cards do designs where it's like one element flows into the other. So like how his tongue flows into itself, both on the top and the bottom. I think that that's really nice. And it's like a little thing that I noticed that I always really love. Here we have our Queen of Clubs, who is another main character from Beetlejuice, and she is holding what I assume to be child-appropriate, family-friendly drink. Our Jack of Clubs, we have another character from the Beetlejuice movie, and this guy seems to be like half zombie or something. He's got something weird going on the side of his face. Kind of reminds me of Two-Face from Batman, because can you tell that my boyfriend made me watch Batman The Dark Knight lately? Here we have the clubs, and we are returning with the black and gray color scheme and a couple beetles sprinkled in. I'm going to skip ahead. Here we have the two of clubs, because you know I got to build suspense for the ace. And, wow, here's our ace of clubs, which I'm holding upside down. Yay! This is really cool because this scene is also in the first movie of when they try to escape the house that they've been stuck in. It's the house that they grew up in as a couple, and anytime they try to leave the house, they get transported into the sandworm dimension. And so here we are in the dunes with the giant sandworm. And I think that's really cool. I especially love how they put the scene in the spade, because they could have done a lot with this. They could have made the spade the door, which also could have looked cool. So I really like that they chose to put the scene in the spade. It really looks like you're looking through a window into this other alternate dimension. And I think that that looks really nice. As well as the artwork on the sandworm looks very simplistic, yet you know what it is at a glance. And I think that that's really nice. So I'm excited to see how the sandworm makes a reappearance in Beetlejuice. Our King of Hearts, you can guess once again which character this is going to be. We have Beetlejuice! And this one is really nice. I really love the coloring on this. This one has a lot more red than he did on his other card, the King of Diamonds. And he's holding a bleeding human heart, which is always nice to see. And I just think that that's really nice. I really like the color scheme, and I really like the hearts going on his outfit right there. And I love his new suit. I think that that looks really nice. Queen of Hearts, maybe I was wrong about the other one, because this looks more like Winona Ryder. Plus her crazy hairstyle from the first movie, so maybe this is Winona's character. I wish I remembered her name. But she's holding a decrepit rose, which I'm assuming makes a big appearance in the second movie. And our Jack of Hearts, here we go, seems to be the same guy, the same half and half face that we saw in that other one. So I wonder if one card is his alive version and one card is his dead version. I don't know. Moving on to the Ten of Hearts, and you can see it a lot better. It is a dark maroon, half and half, with a bright red, which is really nice. Same thing with the Nine of Hearts. I'm going to skip to what you guys and myself want to see. But first, let's build some suspense by showing you the Two of Hearts. Again, I just really love this color scheme, and the fact that you can see little details. There's like little dots on the bright red parts. And I just think that that's really neat, that they can't do anything simply. You know, everything has some intricate details and stuff, and I just think that that's really neat. And you can absolutely tell that this artist, he got paid big because he put his whole, like, effort into these cards. Alright, ooh, here is our ace, and we have the creepy statue from the first movie that the lady moving in builds, and she's obsessed with like all these weird statues, and this is one of those statues holding on to what looks like a portal. And she's just very modern, and so they've come from New York, so they're very like expensive and rich, and the whole plot of the movie is the couple who are ghosts now trying to get this family out of their house, but eventually they learn to coexist. So it's kind of cool. It's actually a really good movie, and I really like that the plot is that easy to explain. Anyway, this is my little Kharma tangent of the day. Let's get back to reviewing these cards. Ooh, and we have 2 ad cards. Our first one looks like an ad in the paper, which in the first movie, the couple sees an ad tucked into their handbook for the recently deceased, advertising Beetlejuice's exorcism services, and so they call on Beetlejuice to help them scare the family out of their house. So we have that same advertisement, that ripped out paper advertisement on this ad card, which looks amazing. I love that. I love when card decks do like such unique ad card ideas, and I love this one. You can see that it tells you like say Beetlejuice 3 times to summon him, and that just looks really nice translated to 2D. Finally, we have Beetlejuice, Strange and Unusual, and that kind of a similar style to the front of the box. Now, let's get some glamour shots. that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching my review of the Beetlejuice deck of cards by Theory11. Go show some support on their website and buy some decks of cards, or they have some really neat puzzles as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!